Welcome, everyone, to Cinema Regulars, the movie review show where we see so many movies in theaters that the employees know us by name, and they don't ask us what movies we're seeing, they ask us how many. Now, for the month of March, we have 5 movies we're looking at this month, because honestly, there was just not a whole lot that was catching our eye, and even the stuff we thought, hey, this might be good, still wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 5 we'll be looking at today are Project Hail Mary, The
Mhm.
Bride, Undertone, They Will Kill You, and last but not least, Reminders of Him.
Hmm?
Now, please.
Oh, that statement is fucking true.
Now, be sure to subscribe because it keeps us going back to the theaters and keeps us making these videos every month for you. And without further ado, let's head off into our first movie. Who'd have guessed it? Project Hail Mary, the one everyone was talking about this month.
Dude, I fucking love this movie. Like, I'll just sit and I'll think about this movie. Like, it'll just pop into my head every once in a while. Like, this, I haven't had a movie come out that, like, got me like this. Like, gave me this feeling in a while.
Hmm.
It was just such a fun experience.
I
Like
agree.
the movie is beautifully written.
Hmm.
The fact that it is way more practically shot than you would ever think.
Yeah, they didn't do like any CGI in the movie, or no green screen. It was.
No green screens.
Yeah,
There
they
was
did
no
plenty of
green screen.
CGI.
No, there's plenty of CGI, but there's no green screens or blue screens or none of that. They didn't do anything. The astrophage scene where it's all like the red lights around him was shot in a room full of like IR lasers.
Hmm.
Like that they just shot and it like that was a real thing and it's so cool. The more and more I learn about how this movie was made and how much of a passion project this was for Ryan Reynolds, not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling. Wrong
Wrong
Ryan,
Ryan.
wrong Ryan. But how much of a passion project it was for him and how much he loved being a part of this and how naturally this movie came to be formed.
Yeah.
I loved it. I told you this when we watched it and it's still there. I put this above The Martian. Like this movie is just great.
Yeah. I was very impressed with this. Like that, like I said, the whole no green screen thing is really impressive. The fact that it's very close to the source material without wrecking it from the book is very admirable. um I think the biggest achievement of this is that it's probably like a return to form for like movie theaters. Like this is something that everyone went to and everyone loved and everyone was having a good time with this. Personally, I don't have that just sense of awe, that like amazement feeling that you have. I think it's a very good movie. I wasn't blown away by it like something like Godzilla minus one did. I don't have any. It's very good by every other means, but it doesn't push me over the top with that.
No, that's fair. It's more just like, and it's not. This didn't hit me like Godzilla minus one did, or anything else that I have in the ranking that I'm giving it. It's it's more just like it just I felt something. It was so comforting. Like there's something really comforting about this movie. I don't know what it is, but it's like there's just this like I'll just think about the movie and it'll just make me happy.
Fair.
Like I'll just be happy thinking about this movie.
Yeah.
Like it's so it's almost impossible to put into words, honestly.
Yeah. Would you like to kick us off for the ranking of the movie then?
Yeah, I'm actually giving this is my first one. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I loved this movie so much. I This is definitely gonna be at the top, probably at the top of my list by the end of the year. Like it's gonna be tough to beat this because it just between all of learning how what went into it and how like naturally everything formed. Like this is what a movie should be.
I agree. I correct. Um, like I said, I usually reserve my 10 out of 10s for the movies that have that awe factor that really like shake me like that. And
Yeah.
while I didn't get that feeling in this movie, it still caps the meters in like every other regard. So I'm getting this a very confident, very full 9 out of 10 from me.
No, that is fair. That is a very fair thing for this. I'm just a little emotion. I'm a little more emotional with my tens.
I'm
So
I'm very glad to have this movie though, because like there's a lot of people that I talk to and they're just like, oh, you go to the movie theater, anything good? And a lot of times it's like, if I think back a few months, there was something really good, but like for a while now, I've been able to say like, oh yeah, that Project Hail Mary, that was great, you should go see that, and
the
then they go
movie's
see
doing
it, and then they agree.
yeah, the movie's doing so well. They're extending its theatrical run.
Good, as they
Like
should. It's
they
getting a
did.
lot of money.
Yeah, they announced a release date for it, like physical and streaming dates and stuff like that, and they canceled them.
Yeah,
They
this
are now pushing it because this is a movie that deserves to be seen in
This
theaters.
movie is going to be all over the Oscars, and for once, it's finally going to be deserving of them. Moving on to our next movie, we have The Bride. Guys, I don't think we've ever had such a dissonance between sequential movies on the podcast before, because we're going from a 10 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 for me and Isaac to a 1 from us both.
Yeah, no, we're gonna start this with this ranking. This movie is a dog shit movie. I would give it lower if I
Yeah,
could.
if we were allowed
Like,
to give it a 0, we would. This
let's
movie,
put it this way. Let's put it this way. I'd rather go watch all of Joyride than watch this again. Like, I'm not even kidding. This
I'd
was abysmal.
I would rather sit through the first 30 minutes of Babes and show it to Isaac than watch this movie again. This movie makes no goddamn sense whatsoever, ex-
Doesn't
except from the viewpoint of just rampant terrorism and just yeah,
and blind feminism.
yeah, just blind feminism, and not in the like equality way. Just no, just like the we hate men, women can do whatever they want, just kill them. Cause like that was a
The
whole focal part of the movie, is that there was a scene where the bride was like sticking up a party at gunpoint, and then she shoots a cop, and then runs away. And then for some reason, this inspired women all over the nation to just put on similar makeup and then just go shooting people out in the street randomly for no reason. And this was a good thing somehow. I don't understand. That's just terrorism. I
I
don't understand.
this movie looked so interesting. Like it could have been really good.
Right?
Like cuz it literally just looked like Frankenstein and his bride go on a Bonnie and Clyde
Yeah,
style
like
like thing.
everyone
Like
hates both of us because we're undead monsters, you know? The angry mob, the town with the pitchforks and the fire, you know? Bring that into a kind of like 1920s,
yeah.
style, but everyone hates them because they're freaks of nature and all that. But then you start like the movie starts off with fucking Mary Shelley in another universe, pocket dimension, who then possesses the woman, and then and then
Makes her say weird shit.
and then just turns her into a fucking Tourette's thesaurus. Like
Yeah.
that.
It's just her saying random shit a lot. Her like it's just weird cuz it's the movie starts
It's weird
with
because it's
like
dumb and
Frankenstein,
stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
because you also have Frankenstein showing up, and he's like, I'm lonely. I want companionship. I want you to bring someone. I want you to make another me, which makes sense. That actually makes a
Yeah,
lot of
like
sense.
that was the point of the Bride of Frankenstein.
Exactly. And like I liked that literally everything except for the Mary Shelley thing, which the moment I saw that I went, "Oh, this is going to be bad." Like it was
Because
very evident from the jump that this was going to be really really bad.
I'm so hung up
Especially
on that
because
because it doesn't make any sense because
what
this
was
is
even worse is she's sitting there like they're sitting there like, "Oh, you've seen my story, Frankenstein, or at least the version that they allowed me to
yeah,
make." And
this
it's
is the
like
version that I wanted to that they wouldn't
I'm
let
like,
me
I'm
make.
sorry. Did you fucking resurrect Mary Shelley like the bride and
Yeah,
talk
this
to
was
her?
so
No, it's just
fucking
assuming that a woman
disrespectful to the author.
also also yeah, just assuming that a woman author could not have possibly made a book without it being heavily censored by men. Like first off, any author that made a book back then, yeah, they were censored because they had societal norms that they weren't allowed. It was like the FCC is now. Like you're just it's called something like public opinion basically. Like they've been changing shit like that their whole life, like the history of making a
Yeah,
book.
you
But
know what
like, and
happens when
shit, they didn't censor her because she was a woman. They censored her probably because she made a really fucked up story, and they wanted her to tone it down a bit.
also that didn't happen.
Yeah,
That the fact that this is somehow the story that she wanted to write the whole time, complete and utter bullshit. First of all, it
yeah,
takes place in the future from when she wrote it, so that doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
Second of all, no,
Mm.
you can't just take like a dead author and say like, oh, she was crushed by the patriarchy and had to that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the fucking classic literature that people still enjoy because it's a fucking piece of magnum opus art that lasts the test of times and is still getting remade thousands of times today.
Hmm.
Garbage. You know what really should have been? Random woman
This.
shooting people in the street. Cinema.
Yeah, no, this movie is just
Absolute
a lot.
cinema.
Also, the movie has a very bad habit of forgetting what time period it's supposed to be.
Well, you didn't like
Like
when they went
really
you
bad
didn't
habit.
like when they went to the gay bar with the house music?
Yeah, like that existed in the 1940s.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out how the only good male character was some dude in a maid outfit at a gay bar. He was the only unproblematic one. Everyone else was toxic. Everyone else was evil.
Yeah, that was the thing I didn't like as well, is that Christian Bale as Frankenstein should have been
Mm-hmm.
chef's kiss. It should have been amazing. And to be fair, a lot of it was.
Yeah, he
Like
like yeah, like
him
his
he
like
did a
when he
good job,
went out.
and there's like when he hulked out on the dude, that was cool.
Nice,
His
yeah.
like eloquent speeches, like it's like they did understand what Frankenstein's monster is supposed to be, but they also just took it and perverted it to a different, because they turned him
For their
into,
own
I hate
benefit.
I hate using this word, but they turned him into an incel.
Yes.
Like, and I hated that. Like even when like, because they made it sound like he he made the bride just to be able to like sleep with her and stuff like that. It's like, no, he's incredibly
Like
lonely. Like he
if you take the previous most recent iteration of The Bride and Frankenstein, which comes surprisingly from DC's Creature Commandos, first it's built for comedy, but second of all, it gives you the backstory of how he was such like a lonely and hurting man who like he was a lone creation. There was nothing
yes.
else like him. So he was built from the ground up to be alone, and he made that very vocal how much that hurt.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it spirals off into comedy after that, but they give you a grounding reason why he's obsessed with the bride, why he
And
wants her so bad.
yeah, because she's the only other thing even remotely like him.
Right.
Like, and it was just bad. Also, they just kill him.
Yeah.
They kill him at some point. They kill both of them, actually. And then, oh yeah, and then they made this woman a detective in the middle of the movie, and then she
Yeah. Yeah.
just lets the two of them go.
No, no,
Just
no, no,
lets
no,
the
no,
two of
no,
them
no,
go
no,
get
no,
him.
no. Made this woman a detective is an understatement. Because the guy who was the actual detective was like, oh, I've been such a toxic masculine male. I'm so sorry, woman who's better at me than in every way. I've put in my resignation uh under the condition that I pick my replacement. I'm like, what?
That's not how that
That
works.
was the sentence. I've put in I've put in my resignation and with the condition that I pick my replacement. No?
That's not how that works.
A condition means that they're getting something out of what you're doing, Like I'll do something for you, but you have to do something for me. You retiring, you quitting the job is not something for them.
Yeah.
And you you don't get to just pick the next detective. There has to be
You
like
can you can
qualifications.
recommend them. You
Yeah.
can recommend them,
Yeah,
but you
you
cannot.
you can't just be like, I passed this job on to you. No, there's other there's like people who need to like sign off on paychecks and shit, and like rigorous training and like tests and stuff you have to take to go through these processes. That's
You
the
can't just
dumbest
become
line
a
I've ever heard
detective.
in a movie.
This movie was just incredibly disappointing and really hard to watch as well. Like it was just
We were
a lot of
dying to get out of
incoherent.
there.
It was just incoherent nonsense for most of it. There was no like, and by the end of it, again, all you get is just like patriarchy bad, woman good, go yeah. Like it was just
Crime good. Crime very good,
crime good.
actually.
Yeah, cry. Yeah,
Crime
that was
against
the other
innocent
thing.
people very good.
Yeah, terrorism is okay.
Except
Like
that
that was
one time, where like she killed that guy, and he was like, oh, she was like, oh my god, did I kill that guy? And then Frankenstein was like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, but
yeah.
it's fine. Who cares? And then they didn't go back to that.
It was
All
just
the
weird.
fucking loose Chekhov's guns thrown across the floor like it's fucking Borderlands loot. Like,
Mhm.
like I was fully expecting this to go into the same thing, which I also hate, which is the perpetual lie movie, because he was lying to her about her name and who
Mhm.
she was and how he knew her and that. And then at the end of the movie when it's revealed, oh, he was lying to you the whole time. She's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It was just like, "Oh yeah, I actually do love you." And then he got shot.
No, not even that. Like the whole like Penelope thing, like the Penny thing. Like he's, oh,
Yeah.
like, oh, I knew you, and then he's like, no, I didn't know you. Like we just dug you up and brought you back, and I didn't know anything about you and made up your name. And she's like, she didn't feel betrayed by that at all. She was just like, all right, whatever. And then like
Also
they kind
all
of didn't
the
even address
random
that.
also all the random bullshit scenes that happen.
That's
Like
called the
in that
movie,
scene
Isaac.
in that scene where they're in the car, they're at like a drive-in movie,
Oh yeah.
and like there's a moment where their conversation is like now a part of the movie, like the characters in the movie got replaced by them and all that, and like you can see that as a, oh, like that's just a thing in their head thing.
Yeah. But no,
But then they look at the screen and they're sitting in the car and you see them on the screen. So
but
what the
no,
fuck?
there's other people, like the detective lady, the whatever, she's looking up at the screen and like seeing, like other people are looking at the screen seeing them. It doesn't make any sense. Is this in your head or not? I don't know. It's just a
This movie's
huge
just
mess, huge mess.
horror.
Honestly, there's
Yeah,
nothing more that we can say about it that everyone else hasn't already said about it, and we already gave it a 1. So let's just
yeah,
roll on into the next movie here. Um Undertone. Undertone.
yes.
I'm gonna say I was actually really excited for this because,
I
audio
was
driven
too.
horror movie sounded really interesting, because
I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing that scared. Oh, sorry. Continue your thing. I apologize.
yeah, so being it driven audio wise, like as someone who listens to like audiobooks, audio stories like the Batman audio tapes thing, that was cool. Um Lots of other like internet like online listening stuff like podcasts and stuff. Listening to things without like seeing them a lot. I consume a lot of that content. So this was an interesting angle to go through. What are you going to do here? What are we going to look at? Like, how are you going to build all this off of audio? And the answer was they weren't.
Yeah, this had all the makings of VHS, but just with sound, is what it sounded like it was gonna
Yeah,
be.
yeah. Cause I thought there was
And
going to be much more worse or much scarier things in here. Not like, oh, loud sound, oh, scary. But like actually,
yeah,
like, you know, build this story through the audio. I thought there was going to be scenes of like her like listening to it going around her house, and like the things that are happening in the audio are like, she can like see it reflected in the house around her, like um I don't know, just a random example, like something falls off the shelf and clatters in the kitchen and she turns around, and then the boyfriend in the audio is like, "What was that? It sounded like it came from the kitchen." And then it's like, "Holy shit! Like, is this happening here? Like,
yeah,
what is going?
stuff like that.
That's that like stuff. I thought
I
that was gonna happen, but all they did is just sit in the thing and they listened to the thing and they were just like, "Oh, ooh, that was scary. Okay, next one."
honestly, the only thing about this movie that was actually scary was just the fact that it would get quiet and then it would get loud, and my autism did not like loud noises. My autism got me
Yeah,
scared with of the loud noises, but that's all it was. Like it was just random noises, and a lot of it was just kind of weird and like just off. And like
but
she's taking care of her mom,
right,
but like
but
that's weird, and
but
like none of the weird shit starts happening till you're like an more than halfway into the movie.
well, here's the thing is that like where you're expecting a lot of the horror to come from is these audios that she has, and the audios themselves should be part of the horror, and the other part of the horror would be how the audios are reflecting into her life, because like that's the thing, how they are mirroring her experience, because spoilers, it's some demon that makes you kill your baby, which props to the movie at the very least for killing your own baby being the bad thing to do in the situation.
I I was expecting something closer to VHS, like because it sounded like she's just listening to 10 random audio clips,
Yeah.
and instead it's more like we got Paranormal Activity
Well, yeah.
just with the audio. Like that's what we got.
What I was expecting is something closer to Dream Eater.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
there you go.
Because it's like, oh, something weird is happening. My girlfriend's like saying things in her sleep, so we're gonna document her like sleep habits and that. I'm like, okay, interesting. So you can have like weird cryptic stuff she said. You can have like I thought there was going to be more to that, but no, they do like two or three separate sessions where it's just her sitting in the chair listening to this, and then that's all that's happening on screen is her listening to it, and it's not scary, it's not cool, it's not entertaining, it's boring.
Yeah, it was. This movie was very kind of just meh.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a lot, and then like we finally get to the ending of the movie where it's like everything gets like all comes together and all that, and like the scary stuff really gets going, and it's just like okay, but this is literally happening in the last 10 minutes. All of it is happening in the last 10 minutes. You had one scene where her mom kind of sat up and looked at you, and then lights turned on in the house like where they shouldn't have been. And that's about all we got until the very end of the movie.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
also, so my dad is very like knowledgeable of like scriptures and like theological stuff, and like like the actual books of Christianity,
Hmm.
and like theology and that. So I asked I have the text messages. I asked him because they said that the demon from the movie here, the one of the things that like kind of gave it credit to being real is they were like, "Ooh, it was mentioned in something called the Testament of Solomon." And like, oh, so ooh, and and I just texted him like, "Hey, do you know anything about the Testament of Solomon?" And he answers back, "Yes, it's similar to a bedtime story book for Jewish children to help teach Jewish doctrine." And I'm like, "Is there any validity to it?" And he's like, "No, not at all, really, no." He, he said it's literally just like a bedtime story for
It's
Jewish
an
children, basically.
it's an addendum that they made that someone made. It was a pamphlet someone made to slap onto the Bible.
No, it was like it was a
Oh,
Jewish thing.
wasn't?
For
Oh,
I said Jewish children like five times,
oh,
brother.
my bad. Well, hey, to be fair,
No,
a
what
lot of
you're thinking is like a bunch of the other stuff, like the Gospel of Thomas and the Book of Enoch, which other people, use incorrectly all the time. So I get why you match that. But no, like my dad literally said, like it's literally just like a Jewish children's story, and it's got no validity to it almost whatsoever. And I'm like, very, very, very deep in the research that we are doing for these movies now.
I can't say that the movie is like bad because like the audio quality was good
I guess it
and
was
like
very, it
and
was
like
very
stuff like that.
boring and unsatisfying. I'll say.
Yeah, I'm giving I'm giving this like a 4 out of 10. It just didn't feel like anything. Like it was just kind of bleh, and nothing really happened. Like I'm not saying I'd be like a good gauge I usually give is like, would I ever want to watch this again? No,
No,
and if I don't, it usually falls below low falls below a 5.
yeah, no, I
But like it's not low enough. It's not low. I don't think it's terrible enough for me to give it like a 3. I think a 4 is where I'm at, like a low 4 with it.
I do. I'm giving this movie a 3. It was very not good. I was very interested in the premise, and then I was very, very disappointed with the practically nothing that they did with it. Like, this was a
Mm.
huge waste of time, in my opinion. Honestly, you would be better off going to YouTube and just watching a Mr. Ballin video. It's way better than this movie. All right, moving on, we have They Will Kill You. Hey, from one satanic movie to the next. Isaac, this was something you picked. You were hyped to see this. You put the
I
most
wasn't.
stock. No, you put the most stock into this movie. You were more interested in seeing it than I was, so I'm interested to
Yes.
seeing your evaluation of the movie first.
On the one hand, none of the action makes sense.
No.
It doesn't. But I will say this movie was shot from a standpoint of not realistic action, but just like it was meant to be an action packed movie where you just did a bunch of stuff. And I thought that would be kind of cool. Like that's where I was at. I'm like,
Right.
oh, it's just this person just ripping through these like satanic dudes.
Right.
Like,
Which on
okay, that's
paper
fine.
sounds
Which on
fine,
paper is fine.
but
Um, but the movie just kind of became a mess.
mm,
Like it fell apart really, really fast, especially because spoiler alert right here. Uh very early after she starts ripping through people after the first big action scene where she kills a whole bunch of them, it's revealed that everyone she kills is immortal,
yeah.
which immediately takes all of the stakes out of the movie. Literally all of them.
Yeah, all that action and stuff.
And
Well,
it
cuz
also makes it like it makes it even more of like a like there's a lot of movies where the odds seem really against you,
yeah,
like the main character, and they usually win due to some bullshit thing, which is
that's
not
exactly
terrible
what
in a
this
movie.
is. Yeah.
it is not terrible in a movie.
No.
Like I will say, like it is cool to see them pull some BS thing that literally no one would have thought of, because why the fuck would you ever think of doing that? But they did it, and then it puts them on their ass enough for them to win. But in this one, it's just like by its own rules, so much of this does not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the only few things I can say that are kind of decent about it, I kind of liked the gore a bit. Like there were some
Yeah.
things that were kind of fun. Like there was things that were fun about it. And like it was a bit silly
It was a lot
like
silly.
sometimes. Like
You
like
like
one
the
of them.
eyeball thing?
No, I hated that actually. I thought that was dumb.
What?
Uh I liked that like their head like her head got blown off and then her body's just like clamoring around.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was kind of funny. Also just I couldn't get over, like, it made me laugh every single time I saw him. Fucking Draco Malfoy in this movie. Just fucking,
Well, because in
like,
the
it was just
trailer, he's one
weird.
of the first people to get his fucking head blown off, so I was kind of suspicious about that to begin with. So the fact that they regenerate, it wasn't that much of a surprise for me. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Why would you hire?
True. I will say the first them regenerating scene was cool because they shot it
Well,
practically in reverse.
cause they did it with like practical effects and like stretching the rubber and the plaster and that. And then played it in reverse, so it's like the gooey arm flesh is like melding back into place, and that was very very well done. But after the first initial one, they just don't do that anymore. It's just like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Now you'll never see it. Um, what the biggest problem that really took all the enjoyment out of the movie for me is that it's a big action movie, right? But like all the action is cartoonishly goofy and unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, they do the cardinal sin of, everyone attacks her one at a time. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, what are you doing? Why are five people standing right there while one guy attacks her and doing that? And, and like, there was even that one scene where she, like, opens, where she's, like, got the flaming axe or whatever, and then the doors open and there's, like, a huge crowd of guys, and she goes, ah, and then she just runs in right at the first guy and just plows through the line like she was fucking Red Rover or something, just plows into the first guy and starts killing him, while the entire fucking crowd of everyone else just stands there, dead-eyed, floor-eyed, moon-blinked, staring at her like it's like they know it's not their turn yet.
Like I get that they need her alive in
Right,
order for
but
their
you can
ritual
you
or
can
whatever.
attack her. You don't have to insta kill her with every move. You can fucking elbow her as she's running by. You can you can try. You can do stuff. If you all just dogpiled on her at once, that's a non-lethal way of fucking taking care of her, is it not? But he
There's
and oh
oh,
my god, the
that
weapons.
whole dining hall scene, like literally from beginning to end, from when she is in the room and it's dark to when she like kills everyone and then leaves, is a fucking farce.
Yeah. Like I brought this up immediately. I it blew my fucking mind with how stupid it was. She's got an axe and she's got like fucking cloth wrapped around it so she can set it on fire. So it's a partially dulled axe without like the perfect like aerodynamic for like wood splitting that it's designed for.
Yeah.
But she's using it to like perfectly cleave people directly in half down the center like it's the fucking nano blade or something. It doesn't like that's not how
Yeah.
that works. That's completely ridiculous. And don't even get me started on the shotguns that have knockback 85 for some
Oh yeah.
reason. I'm like, you don't blast someone with a shotgun and they get sailing down the hallway like they got hit with a rocket and it's still going. It's buffoonishly, cartoonishly silly how far these people get thrown by a fucking shotgun.
Don't get me wrong. You can have a little cartoony ish action. Like, I'm a fan of Guy Ritchie movies. I like Guy Ritchie movies. They're absurd. They're a little absurd, but like,
Where's the connection there?
well, Guy Ritchie makes a lot of big action movies. Like, he made the
Right, but
Kingsman
it's
movies,
not
but he.
cartoonish.
Well, I guess it's more like there's some stuff. Well, he usually makes
It can be
people.
comedic and stylized.
I guess his is less cartoonish. I guess I'm thinking I'm confusing cartoonish with outland with a little like
Right.
more
It can
outlandish.
be outlandish. Yeah, say Kingsman, say the fucking
Yeah.
like church scene where everyone's hypnotized and he's just like killing everybody. Each one of those kills feels like a real kill though. Like when he
Yeah. That
stabs
I get what
somebody,
you're
it
saying.
stabs him properly, right?
Yeah.
He isn't like take like a little tiny knife, stab it into their leg, and then just like completely use that to like throw them over his shoulder. Like that would be
Okay.
cartoonishly. Like okay, like that's not
Yeah.
how people and physics work.
Well,
That's
that's the
not.
other thing is that she is so like they talk about like she learned to fight in prison. Okay, that would give you like brawl fighting, but like
Yeah.
these are people like
And then
coming
she
at
goes
her.
using shotguns and flaming axes. And it's like, what are you doing? They did not give you that
eh,
in prison. How do you know how to use any of those things?
Like there's even a scene where like some dude, I forget what it is, he gets like the shotgun or something. And I forget what it was, but she takes a table, throws it across the room, and then jumps after it.
Yeah,
So it's in the air. So the shotgun or whatever hits the table, breaks the table apart. She comes through the table and cleaves the guy in half.
right.
And it's like,
Again, again,
the fuck?
once again, two movies, one podcast. So I remember that scene. First thing I thought, they did it way better in Creature Commandos.
They did.
I'm like, that was really cool when they did it in Creature Commandos. It's stupid when they do it here. All right.
Yeah, it was just a lot of BS. And then, like, it was just
It's goofy.
weird.
It's
It's
not
goofy.
believable. You can't like invest yourself in it. It's not it's like I was explaining you the difference between believability and realism.
Yes.
There's a fucking talking pig head and like regenerating Satanist, but you know, a shotgun blast is what you're mad about because it's not real. It's like no, because like you've set up where okay, here's a world where there's, you know, like Satanists and demons and stuff going on. Um and here's this regular girl who is a savant with an axe for some reason because she went to prison and has, you know, an enchanted shotgun that doesn't act how shotguns act. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense even in the story you set up. Um, but regardless of all that, it's just really silly, and it doesn't, and not in a good way. It's super. It just hits wrong. It's really bad. I'm gonna give this a
Yeah,
3
they
out of
just kind of,
10. I'm gonna give.
yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. Like they dropped the ball so hard. They wanted to do something, you know, fun and action, but like they didn't know how to fucking execute it correctly. No
Yeah,
pun intended.
I'm also giving this a 3 out of 10. I was quite disappointed with this movie.
Mm.
It was just a lot of just there were some shots that could have been like there's so many small elements to this movie that are kind of cool. Like that would be good if it wasn't for the glaring holes that it has.
Yeah.
Like it would be a lot better cuz like the scene where they're like crawling around and all the little like the hidden passageways and
Yeah.
stuff and all that. I liked that. I thought that was cool. Like they zoomed out at one point and you could see them crawling through them and like, yeah, that makes sense. But like when you have such insurmountable like you've set up these crazy insurmountable odds and also the thing that messes with my head, and this is my nitpick thing, these people have been alive for who knows how long, but they've been alive long, they've been immortal long enough where like injury shouldn't bother them. So like there are scenes where like they get like their hand cut off or shit like that and they still sit there and they're like, not like they don't just like keep coming. Because why the fuck? Like, if
I mean,
I'm
it
immortal
still
and
hurts.
well, it still hurt. Like, you bitch. But like, you know you're gonna be fine. Like, you
Isaac,
know it's gonna come back.
Isaac,
Like,
you
but your goal is in front of you, though. This is my thing, though. Your goal is in front of you. For you to keep being immortal, it's in front of you. So, like, if my arm got cut off while chasing, that one person got their head cut off, and they still came after her.
yeah, after
Like,
being on the floor for a while
well, yeah,
and then
because they
got
do
back
have
up.
to
Isaac, if
regenerate
you
after
got
being
kicked
dead.
in the balls every morning, would you not? Would it
Good
not
point. Fair
still
enough.
hurt the 1,000th morning in a row?
Fair enough, I guess. But like it's less that they're reacting out of pain and more that they're reacting like, "Oh shit, fuck
It's
my arm." Like,
it's out of spectacle for the movie.
yeah, that's where it is. Is like the moment you apply even the thinnest layer of logic to this movie makes zero sense.
Yeah. All right. Last movie of the night, we have Reminders of Him. Now, trailers looked kind of interesting. You know, I'm down for a nice romantic movie, right?
Yeah.
Um, this fell really flat for me.
Yeah, same here, actually.
Like
Uh
I thought there was going to be much, you know, bigger problem about, you know, your like you're my dead best friend's girl. Like I was expecting the main guy to have like a kind of problem with that,
well,
and he didn't.
for her to have even more of a problem as well.
Yeah, it is just like I
Like,
you know like I you know I loved this guy, and it's my fault that he's dead now, and you've been raising my daughter, and now I'm fucking my dead guy, my dead. I'll just call him husband because what the fuck, or dead boyfriend. Fine. I'm now I'm fucking my dead boyfriend's best friend. You know, and they they just start hitting it off and like doing it, and they don't even mention the fact like, hey, I'm fucking my dead boyfriend's best friend until after sex, until after the
yeah.
first time they do it. And then immediately after, she brings up like, hey, like in her diary, like, dear John, well, I've already fucking forgot his
Whatever
name.
his name was.
Dear whatever his name was, I'm fucking your best friend, lol. Um, after she writes that and reads it aloud, she goes back to fucking the best friend again.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of like, I thought it would be this really heartfelt and emotional thing about someone who's like, she did her time. Like, the biggest thing that this movie kind of kept from you for a while, and it was the thing that would be the, like, whether or not it's understandable how much she is like, because the biggest thing in my head was like, why is she in prison? Because
Yeah.
obviously something happened. Obviously they got in a car accident. Why is she in prison because of it? The main reason is because he convinced her to do a little bit of drugs while they were out at the lake,
Yeah.
and then on the way home they ended up crashing, and her, what, thinking he was dead because she went to the other side of the car to try and pull him out, and like his arm, like she checked the pulse on his arm and there was no pulse, and they found out it's because his arm was crushed, so there is no pulse
Yeah.
in his hand, but he was still alive, so it looked like she fled the scene. Okay, even being his parents, like, wouldn't you think that the person who you have trusted with the little girl you've been raising this whole time, the moment he starts telling you like, hey, like, she made a mistake,
Like, hey, there's
like
more
you're
to her
making,
story. Like, hey, hear her out or
like,
anything.
they don't even want to hear it. They're like, she's the woman who killed our son, and it's like, I feel like
Yeah,
that
wouldn't you
is,
want more explanation on that half? Wouldn't you wouldn't you want answers? Wouldn't you want, hey, what happened that night?
yeah,
Like,
they
hey,
made it
talk
sound
to
like
us.
she directly murdered him.
Yeah, and then
Like deliberately murdered him,
yeah,
not like
and then
like.
twiddled her mustache and said "nee ha," and then sprinted off
Also,
into the night.
they're reacting like their son is this saint, but like he was a drug addict,
Yeah,
and
I would
like
say drug addict. He was a stoner. Like out of the three flashbacks we get out of the guy, he's smoking weed.
yeah, exactly. Like it's crazy, and also like the best friend got mad at her because she ripped down the memorial that they put up
Yeah,
for him, and they're like, she's like, he hated them. Like, why would you have that? And I'm like, yeah, that's totally valid on her part, by the way.
no, it's
Like,
not.
no, no, no. What I mean
Are
is
you
that like,
speaking sarcastically?
well, no, in the sense that I shouldn't say it's totally valid because memorials
It's
and funerals are
completely
for the
invalid.
living. Like memorials and funerals are for the living. So
Yes.
while it is a dick move that she tore it down, I can understand her logic on it in that she knew him. She knew him that he doesn't like memorials and things like that.
Well, that's a
Like
problem with
so,
him too. I think they're just both dumb. I'm glad you brought up the memorial thing because that was one of the biggest bones I had to pick with this movie because it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Because they brought up the fact A, when she took it, that he didn't like memorials, and then B, when his best friend found it at her apartment that he didn't like memorials. But they never like flash back to when he said he doesn't like memorials or
uh,
any kind of reason why he doesn't like memorials. No, they just said like two or three times like, oh, he hates them. Why? Why? Oh, fucking graveyard. Pfft, hate that thing. Why?
yeah,
Why? Why? Like
that
it's
is
such an
it is
inoffensive
weird.
thing. Like it's only a good like what is wrong? What is wrong with the memorial? Why what don't you like about that? What's the part that really grinds your gears about like a little reminder to honor someone who died that people cared about?
Yeah, it.
But like and like you said and like I said is that memorials are for the living. So it's not
Mhm.
really about you anyways. It's about the people who want to remember you. So
Yeah,
fucking
I the other thing that I don't like about this movie is that their relationship feels off from more than just being like the taboo nature of, oh, I'm your best, I'm your best friend's ex-girl, and like you're my dead boyfriend's
right. And also
like
you
best friend,
killed
like,
my best friend kind of and
yeah, like
you
things
want to
like
see your
that,
daughter
like
today cuz you killed their son kind of thing. And I
they
want to stop you right there because I I'll let you continue in a second, but I want
Mhm.
to stress that one of the main reasons that I wanted to go see this is I thought the emotional and interpersonal complexities between all of them, like I'm the best friend who's raising your daughter after you got your boyfriend killed and they don't like you because you killed their parents, but you killed my best friend, but now I like you and I care about you, but also he was my best friend and I don't want like should we do this, should we not do this, is this okay, I don't know how to feel. Like the complexity of the emotions and the relationships was going to be
I feel like
interesting,
the
and they
yeah.
didn't do any of that. They kind of glazed over it like it didn't matter. The only thing that really mattered was that the parents were angry at her. Every other relationship was completely fine and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. The other reason why is that, listen, like, I get that you cast who you cast, but it looked like there was at least like a like at least a 10 to 15 year age gap between the two of them. Like like he looked so much younger than her.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I looked it up, and it was not, but I guess the guy he's just better looking, and she's been
yeah,
through. She was in prison, Isaac. She was in prison. They
true.
don't have
But like
Maybelline in prison,
it just
Isaac.
it just looked weird. Like these were not a believable couple
Not
in
really.
my
I don't
eyes.
think they had a whole lot of chemistry. Like not just like character written, but like on screen chemistry. Like the actors didn't really like do well together. I will say, and I said
No.
this before. I said this immediately. Only good actor in the entire movie. The mom of the dead boyfriend. She nailed it. She was in like a bunch of other stuff, and like she's like an actual.
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. But like she was fantastic. Like I could like feel her reactions. Like she when she's in the kitchen at the sink, like shaking and like on the verge of tears, like watching out the window, the mom reconnect with the daughter for the first time in her life, and she like feels the emotion of that. Like she conveys that very well. Whereas most of the other people, if not everyone else in the movie, doesn't really convey the emotions they're feeling. They just kind of, act it out, kind of.
Also, the inciting incident of the climax where like everything comes crashing down and they find out that like the best friend is with
Yeah.
her and all that. It was incredibly forced. Like they kind of just came up with a bullshit reason for them to be caught.
Yeah, yeah, because
Like a
they were in the guy's house, like off like a mile into the woods with no other houses surrounding them, and they were like half naked after post coitus, and then the fucking dead boyfriend's dad just like walks into his half built house like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?"
like the excuse they gave was that they were like because it was after they almost caught her at the
Yeah.
I think it was after they almost caught her at the bar.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we
And
left the backpack in your truck. I'm just gonna go grab it." And they were like, "Oh, whew, that was close." And then he's just like, "Hey, we were wondering about you. I'm here now."
like yeah, you seemed a little off, like, and she wanted me to come check on you, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's what he said. I came to check on you. What? That's why
yeah,
you're
it's
here.
just
That's the
weird.
inciting incident. That's the reason you have to come. I just came to check on you. We couldn't think of any other reason for me to be here or any other way for me to find out.
Yeah. Also, the scene where she tells the little girl that she's her mom
Yeah.
just
I felt
I
nothing.
felt nothing. There
Nothing.
was no emotion there at all.
Nothing.
Like it wasn't even like this heartfelt thing. Like it was just like I felt nothing. Moving taking that feeling of feeling nothing. I'm gonna move into the rankings of this. I gave this a flat 5.
Ah.
Like it just I felt it was so disappointing. Like I thought this would be a very good like emotional song and like man, fucking take that
This
song
movie not a
off of
song,
the
is it?
trailer for this movie. The song Ordinary cuz I
Oh.
like that song. This song's very good and it
This movie is ordinary.
this movie like I guess it's fitting but like
I think I said that it's slightly better. Like it's like if Hallmark found out how to make good movies, but it's still a Hallmark movie
yeah, like it just it was I was very sad about a lot of it
in a way
that
that
it
you
was
wished it to be better, not that it actually made
yeah,
you
because
feel
like this is one of the
anything.
ones I wanted to take. This is one of the ones I wanted to take my girlfriend to,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
She's like,
Like,
"No, that's fine." Yeah, I'm also giving this a 5 out of 10. There's little tiny things positive about it, but like a little bunch that's really negative about it. But most of the time, it's kind of just come and go. It's like completely inoffensive, nothing.
wait, hold on. Is that a freaking pigeon?
Please shut up. That
They
was the
tried
most
so hard.
forced. It's like they were trying to make fetch happen, bro. It was the so forced. It's not funny. It's not a thing. Just stop it.
It made it sound like I understood in the scene where it happened,
Yeah.
like for the first time, why it was funny because they were high as shit.
Yeah.
But like us as the audience, we're not high, so we don't find that funny.
Yeah.
Like we're just like we're just watching two dudes get stoned, and then
And they
is
just
that a
looks
freaking
over at a
pigeon?
glove. Is that a pigeon? No.
And also,
Got
why is
him.
it so? The fact that it's like is that a freaking pigeon? Like, do you not get pigeons? Is that what this is? Are you in an area of the world where
Is
there
this
are no pigeons?
is
Like,
and if it was, then what?
yeah,
Sure is. It's a pigeon
yeah, it's a
everywhere.
pigeon. Like I can get it because like there are times where like you'll see a bird that you don't normally see, and you're like, oh, is that? Oh, that's cool. I like that. Like that's fun.
Yeah, like
And it's
there's
like,
like fucking what is it, herons that are like around here sometimes. Like I'll see a fucking
yeah,
heron in my yard. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's a huge bird just hanging out. And then I go about
yeah,
my day.
but like just be like, is that that?
It's like
Is that a freaking
it's
pigeon?
like we pull up to the
Whoa!
parking lot at the theater and we're like, is that a seagull sitting down?
Like I understand why it would be an inside joke between two dudes because like if I were to mistake something for something else to that degree, I would expect to be bullied about
Yeah,
that
you would be
and brought up at
ridiculed for
every
that.
possible ridiculed for that for years to come. But
Yeah.
like even so, like they said it, they did it like four times. And then like the end of the movie there's actually a pigeon and then it's like,
And they're
wait,
like, whoa,
is that a freaking
it
pigeon?
is.
It
Ah.
was just dumb.
It's
It was uh
No,
also,
I
I mean,
sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think we're done with this.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, it's pretty. It's a pretty big nothing burger, with just like a little bit of salt. You know what I meant? A little bit of flavor on a nothing burger. Um. But yeah, so that will wrap us up here for our March movies. We didn't have much, but we had quite a bit to talk about each of them. April, as we record this, is almost over. And we will probably do that a lot sooner than we did with March. But that being said, guys, please, please, please subscribe because it really helps out our channel. And until next time, guys, that's a wrap.
Roll credits.